I'm going to share with you 6 chilling true stories from small towns that will send shivers down your spine. And I promise, you won't look at your neighborhood the same way again. There's something about small towns that can be unsettling, don't you think? Maybe it's the close-knit community, the quiet streets, or the sense of isolation. But what happens when the darkness that lurks beneath the surface of these idyllic towns is exposed? Today, we're counting down 6 of the most sinister true horror stories from small towns that will make your skin crawl. From mysterious disappearances to gruesome murders, these tales will leave you sleeping with the lights on. Get comfortable, because we're about to dive into the darker side of small town America. In the small town of Villisca, Iowa, a tragedy occurred that will haunt the community for generations to come. On June 10, 1912, the Moore family and their guests were found brutally murdered in their home. The crime scene was a bloody mess, with no sign of forced entry or struggle. The investigation that followed was one of the most extensive in Iowa's history, leaving hundreds of suspects and theories, but no one was ever convicted of the crime. The case remains unsolved to this day, leaving the people of Villisca with a sense of unease and uncertainty. Many believe that the house itself is haunted by the spirits of the Moore family and their guests. People have reported strange noises, unexplained cold spots, and even sightings of ghostly apparitions. The house has been converted into a museum, but it's said that spirits still linger. The town of Villisca is still trying to come to terms with the massacre, and the lack of closure has only added to the mystery. The case has been reopened several times, but the killer was never caught, leaving the people of Villisca to live with the fear of the unknown. The Moore house is still standing, a haunting reminder of the tragedy that occurred over a century ago. It's a chilling reminder that even in the smallest of towns, evil can lurk in the shadows. In the small town of Lafayette, Georgia, a legend has been passed down for generations about a mysterious figure known as the Tall Man. According to local lore, the Tall Man is a supernatural entity that roams the woods, preying on unsuspecting victims. The story goes that the Tall Man was once a mortician who lived in the town, but after a tragic accident, he was consumed by a dark force. He's said to be over 7 feet tall, with glowing eyes and a presence that can freeze your blood. Many people have reported encountering the Tall Man, from hunters who claim to have seen him stalking through the woods, to motorists who say he's appeared in their rearview mirrors. Some even claim to have been touched by him, leaving them with a sense of dread that lingers long after the encounter. The people of Lafayette are convinced that the Tall Man is real, and they've learned to live with the fear of his presence. But what's even more chilling is that there's some truth to the legend. A mortician did live in the town, and he did die under mysterious circumstances. The lines between reality and myth are blurred in Lafayette, leaving you to wonder what's real and what's just a product of the town's collective imagination. In the small town of Centralia, Pennsylvania, a coal seam caught fire in the 1960s, burning beneath the town for decades. The fire released toxic gases, causing widespread health problems and forcing the government to abandon the town. But that's not the scariest part. Centralia has a dark history of mysterious disappearances, and many believe that the town is cursed. People have reported seeing ghostly apparitions, hearing strange noises, and even experiencing supernatural events. One legend tells the story of a group of miners who ventured into the tunnels beneath the town, only to never return. Their bodies were never found, and many believe that they're still trapped beneath the earth, their spirits restless and angry. The town of Centralia is a ghost town, a haunting reminder of the devastating power of nature. But it's also a testament to the darker side of human nature, where fear and superstition can take hold. In the small town of Dryden, New York, a series of bizarre events occurred in the 1990s that will leave a lasting impact on the community. It started with reports of UFO sightings, but quickly escalated into something much more sinister. People began reporting strange creatures lurking in the woods, and soon, the town was gripped with fear. The creatures were described as tall, with glowing eyes, and an ability to move at incredible speeds. The government was called in to investigate, but they were unable to find any evidence of the creature's existence. Despite this, The people of Dryden knew what they saw, and they were convinced that the creatures were real. The incident has become known as the Dryden UFO Mystery, but many believe that it was something much more sinister. The town is still trying to recover from the trauma, and the people are left to wonder what really happened in those dark woods. In the small town of Kirksville, Missouri, a series of murders occurred in the 1960s that would shock the community to its core. The killer was a quiet, unassuming man who lived among the town people, but his true nature was revealed when the bodies started piling up. The killer, who remains unnamed, was obsessed with the occult, and he believed that he could gain supernatural powers by killing and mutilating his victims. The crimes were brutal, with evidence of ritualistic behavior at the scenes. The people of Kirksville were horrified, and the town was plunged in the darkness. The killer was eventually caught, but the trauma lingers to this day. The town is still trying to come to terms with the atrocities that occurred, and the people are left to wonder how someone could commit such heinous crimes in their midst. In the small town of Poolesville, Maryland, a strange phenomenon has occurred for decades. It's known as the Poolesville Curse, and is said to affect anyone who visits the town's cemetery at night. According to legend, if you visit the cemetery after dark, you'll be cursed with a series of strange occurrences. People have reported experiencing supernatural events, from unexplained noises to ghostly apparitions. Many believe that the curse is real, and that it's connected to the town's dark history. Poolesville has a long history of paranormal activity, from ghostly sightings to unexplained events. The town is a hotbed of supernatural activity, and the people are left to wonder what's real and what's just myth. So there you have it. 6 sinister true horror stories from small towns that will leave you sleeping with the lights on. From mysterious disappearances to gruesome murders, these tales are a reminder that even in the most idyllic of towns, evil can lurk in the shadows. Each of these stories has its own unique twists and turns, but they all share one thing in common. They're based on real events that occurred in small towns across America. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the darker side of small town America. If you're still feeling brave, be sure to check out my other creepy story videos for more chilling content. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments section. Do you believe that these stories are based on real events, or just the product of small town legends? Let me know, and I'll catch you in the next video.